What's up, YouTube world? How are you guys doing today? Today we're going to do a fun little, get back to doing a little video of just pointing out the hilarity and the incoherency of the social justice warriors and how it is the ridiculousness of some of the things that make them upset. Today's story is coming from an article about Snapchat. So apparently, Snapchat is stepped on the social justice warriors' ding-dongs or peanuts or what have you. Apparently, Snapchat's new gender swap filter is causing problems for the social justice warriors. Snapchat's bothering the warriors. Snapchat's new gender swap feature has taken over the internet, with users marveling over how the app transforms them into a member of the opposite sex. But social justice warriors, I'm going to try to read this with a straight face. Social justice warriors concerned about the plight of actual gender swappers are firing back, accusing Snapchat both of minimizing what it's like to transition and of buying into the notion of the gender binary. You know, the whole misnotion that you either have an XY or an XX chromosome. Apparently, that's something that's bothering them. The gender binary. A number of transgender individuals have complained major news outlets like the New York Post and the Guardian. Well, I don't know if that'd be major news outlets, the Guardian, about how the Snapchat filters turn transitioning gender into a game and how the app appropriates gender transition and it turns it into a game. My gender is not a costume, one transgender individual told the Post. This story that I feel is very real. I lost a lot to be who I am, and I fought really hard for the body that I'm in. And when certain people post it and write about how silly it is and how goofy they look with this filter, the person told the paper, it makes light of the transgender experience. Well, when a person who isn't transgender does this, to them, they look goofy and they're having a good time. To you, you wouldn't probably use this filter because it is a much more serious thing to you and you have really no sense of humor or no sense of, humor, joking around. And so to you, it bothers you, right? Well, to the other people, it doesn't. So how about this? How about if you don't like the filter, don't use it. And don't worry about other people. It's a flash in the pan. It's a Snapchat filter. It'll be gone tomorrow. Don't take it so to heart that we're mocking you, because everything isn't about you, transgender community, right? I understand that people can do this and they can switch from a male to a female and they can joke and have a good laugh at what they look like as a female, not to point fingers or to make fun of people. There's nobody who uses this filter is actually trying to make fun of transgender people. We're not thinking about you. Again, it's not all about you, transgender community. It's not all about you. We're not always thinking about every little thing to do with you. We're just having fun with a filter. And if you don't like it, don't use it. But I can guarantee you most of the people who use this aren't thinking in a mocking way towards transgender people. They're just using a funny little Snapchat filter. That's all it is. It's pretty simple. The application isn't meant to be a serious exploration into the notion of gender and gender binary. It's meant to be a fun, silly way for Snapchat users to modify their self-portraits for posting. But there are some things that, to social warriors, just aren't funny. Experimenting with identity is fun, which is why the filter is so popular. But what's fun for some is a punishing reality for others. Many from the LGBTQ+, they threw the plus on the end because we can't keep track of the AZQPTY whatever. So they just throw a plus on there, and it's ever changing, right? So they just threw the plus on there. But many from the LGBTQ+ community have been quick to point out that the Snapchat's filters not only strictly adheres to the gender binary, but also many users, and that is just not correct or okay to think there's only two genders. How dare you? Towards gender play hardly translates into real life, noted one of the one of the writers on the Next Web. One non-binary speaker told Vice Media, "There's a fine line between encouraging people to take genderless gender less seriously and not considering trans realities or carelessly perpetrating misunderstandings about the trans identities. And you think we're doing that with the Snapchat filter? That's our goal? That's what we're doing? The new Snapchat filters got you all out there having fun with gender roles, joking about sex with your homeboys and sporting beards with lashes. All we ask is that you keep the same energy when you interact with actual transgender and non-binary people. Thanks, management, wrote a critic on Twitter. Well, there's a difference when we're dealing with actual people that have actually dealing with, gender dysphoria and dealing with these painful things, I'm sure, that you're going through in your mind that makes you feel the way you do. We understand that. So yeah, in person to somebody we don't know, or if we come up against a transgender person, we're not going to treat them rudely or terribly or harshly. That wouldn't be cool. Most people aren't going to do that, but we're not going to treat them the same way as we're treating our homeboys when we're shooting back a Snapchat back and forth. If you even have Snapchat. I don't have Snapchat, but the people that do. It's a complete and total different context of situation. Oh, so queer people play around with gender. It's called unnatural and gross. But if a cis het people do it, it's called Snapchat filter. Okay, then, wrote another. No, again, you're wrong. We're just playing around with a Snapchat filter. We're not actually going out and having our doodads reconfigured. There's a big difference there. Snapchat isn't the first social media platform to offer a gender swap feature, and it certainly isn't the first time Snapchat has run afoul of social media warriors. A previous Bob Marley filter that gave users dreadlocks like the famous Rasta musician got Snapchat accused of permitting blackface. Wow. On their network. An Asian filter gave users traditional Asian features, was criticized as racially insensitive and culturally appropriative. For its part, though, Snapchat says it's not removing the filter, which is meant to be a temporary anyways. Good. We understand the identity is deeply personal, the company said in a statement to the Post. As we have and continue to explore the possibilities of this technology, our lens design team is working to ensure that on the whole, these lenses are diverse and inclusive by providing a wide range of transformative effects. Yeah. So my social justice warrior friends, please, and I say that in jest because I don't think I have a whole lot of social justice warrior friends. I would be willing to have friends with them. They just I don't think would really like me because I talk about reality a lot and logic, and that doesn't seem to line up much with the whole PC, intersectionality, cultural Marxist crew. And so I don't really know what to tell you. Here's a question, though. If they're so mad at Snapchat right now about what Snapchat's doing, why aren't they mad at drag queens? Why aren't they mad at the drag queen community where, it's not a trans person. It's a person that not all drag queens are trans and they dress up and, they're appropriating a different sex. Where's the outrage? Where's the outrage? The true trans community, where's the outrage there? I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit too logical of a question, or pointing out some hypocrisy and irony. I don't know. It's just kind of one of those situations where everything causes problems with the social justice type. Coherent arguments, logic, normal social constructs. They all cause problems with the social justice warriors. It's funny because right when you think they have reached the pinnacle of their whininess and they're complaining or they're finding something to be outraged about, they find a new low, if you will. It's pretty. You gotta chuckle. You almost gotta chuckle. You would think they would like it, right? You would think it would be something that they'd be on board with. But it's almost now that since anybody can do it, they're not the solely special ones that get to do it, and they don't get all the attention. Is it an attention thing maybe? Because I don't see how this is in any way, in any normal person's mind, any common sense person's mind, they're thinking of this as making fun of trans people. I think that's a big stretch. I think it's a filter. Just having fun. And again, they're getting mad when somebody pretends to be something they're not. Oh, irony. Irony is thy name. Anyway, just a quick little video. I don't know how quick it's going to be, but until next time, it's SJG Perspective, pissing off the left and with logic and facts, and just pointing out some silliness in our society, one video at a time. Please follow me on minds.com. Without fear or animus, it's SJG Perspective. I appreciate each one of you. Look forward to the comments. Have a great evening, and I will talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.